All right, Shalom Akim, all praises, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash. Double honor to my apostles and elders, a great millstone. Peace and blessings to you, Phil Akim, out there pushing out this word, truth and sincerity. It's your brother Kanak doing an interesting lesson. And I want to speak about, America being divided. Now, what you have going on right now is, the political circus. I'm not going to go into too much detail. Political circus with the Republicans and the Democrats. Trump, the Democrats want to impeach Trump. Trump saying that if they try to impeach him, or if they do impeach him, there's going to be economic collapse. And this is all during a time where there's massive tension with Iran. And we know about the scriptures of Iran, Persia. They're going to be a vital part in this last world's war. So a lot of these things are distractions, and we can't be distracted from the task at hand. The task at hand is pushing out these prophecies. Okay, and it was a prophecy that America was going to be destroyed, and we're literally living in that prophecy of America being destroyed. So let me bring out this scripture, because this proves that this place is going down. Okay, Mark 3:24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, now this kingdom, America, right? This nation is divided. It's a divided nation. So much so that you have those that are in the government fighting against each other. Now, a lot of times these things are staged. It's the political circus. Yet these things actually manifest in real world events. You have people that buy into these things. There's actual fighting within the government, because Esau he can't get along with his own. He's the original gangster. He's the original hater of the brethren. He hated Jacob. He hates his own brother too. Like them European Edomites over there in Europe, they hate the American Edomites. Okay, and vice versa. The Russian Edomites hate the American Edomites, and vice versa. So you have a big divide here in America. Okay, and if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And we're all leading up to the market of beasts, man. And these things are like, they're going to hit and take people by surprise. This market of beasts, they're going to implement that chip, right? There was I'm just going to read the title of the article. Let me just read the title of the article. Just give me a second while I pull it up. Slot is Satan. Basically, it was a quote that said, if Trump claims markets will crash if he is impeached. Okay, that's leading to the economic collapse. That's leading into Jacob's trouble. All right, Trump has one more year in office, so to speak. The 2020 elections. All these things are going on right before the Americans' eyes. But what's going on in America's you average day Americans' lives? Well, you're worrying about if you can make ends meet. You might be homeless. You might be homeless next week. Okay? You don't have enough money to pay the medical bills. Okay? They want to vaccinate your children. So you have a whole heap of things that are on your mind, distracting you, okay, from what's really going on. And what's really going on is that America's being destroyed right before your eyes. Let me get a scripture real quick in Colossians. How as brothers, we should be focusing on the end goal. The end goal is America being destroyed. The end goal is keeping our faith. The end goal is prophesying, not being swayed to and fro with all this BS that's in the news, which a lot of times there is significant as far as biblical prophecy is concerned. Leading up into more and more conflict, because as the scriptures say, let me actually, before I bring that out, let me bring this out. It talks about the Egyptians fighting against the Egyptians. So there is genuine conflict within Edom. Okay, Edom being the modern day Egyptians, right? They come in that same spirit. They come in that same, that they come in that same spirit, the spirit of the Egyptians, the spirit of Pharaoh. That same oppressive spirit. That's what I wanted to say. And who are they oppressing? The Israelites. Now, where are you so-called Negroes at with all this going on in the news? You know where to be found. Why? Because you have no power. Okay. You don't hold a say-so in the way that America is being ran. You have to follow orders. All right, so that shows you that you're in a servant capacity. Now, this is Isaiah 19:2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. So there is genuine conflict within the nation of Edom. Even though you have a lot of political circuses, stage events, the Democrats and the Republicans, ultimately they are all, working for the same group. They all are working for the elites. Yet they're still fighting. You think the elites don't fight amongst themselves? Of course they do. They're Edomites. They are the man of conflict. Okay, so they do backhanded deals. They sell out their brother. You just got to be of that elite echelons. To where you are a shot caller. So Trump ain't really a shot caller. He's a shot caller on the low level, and he offends a lot of people. Even Edomites. So even Trump being in office, he has offended a lot of Edomites here in America. You have a lot of Edomites that hate Trump. So it says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother. So Esau is not all Edom brothers. Well, Edom, they're fighting amongst each other. Okay, on all levels, from a low-level Edomite hillbilly, to Edomites within a city, one being a Democrat, one being a Republican, them hating each other's guts. To where you have, Antifa, the Proud Boys, they actually fighting against each other. You have Edom in France, they're fighting against each other, with the yellow vests. So there's a lot of fighting going on, okay, within these different organizations. And it's only going to increase the further or the closer we get to America being destroyed. Because remember, America's going to be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles. All right, that's what was prophesied. Just as we're reading prophecy right now, Isaiah 19:2, how the Lord is setting the Egyptian against the Egyptian. He's having, Edom fight within each other or amongst each other. That's only going to intensify. So the same thing apply, or the same rule apply when it comes to the destruction of America. And this is all part of the destruction of America. Because we read in Mark, the 3rd chapter, if a kingdom be divided against itself, how can that kingdom stand? So that kingdom cannot stand. So right now, America is wobbling. And they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom. So you see how these things are taking place on a micro and a macro level, meaning, a large scale and a small scale. And, as the scriptures, clearly tell us, these things are going to intensify to the point of, sedition. 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. That's how bad it's going to get. Who knows if the impeachment goes on, markets crash, or Trump calls martial law, whatever the elites, really whatever the Most High has in store, we just have to continually to stay upon our watch. Let me bring this scripture out. That's pretty much what we have to do. That's our job. Our job is not to get into the details or this is what's happening in the deep state and the Illuminati and what's going on in government. We need to have an understanding of these things and understand how they apply to the scriptures. Yet we're not a part of that. We're not a part of that world. This is Colossians 3:2. It says, set your affections on things above, not on things on the earth. Now, the majority of people, their lives are on the earth. I mean, they have carnal lives. They watch CNN, they watch Fox News and MSNBC to actually, and they believe everything that these newscasters are saying. They believe the narrative that's being pushed, and their heart is in this world. So they're going to do whatever it takes to save that. Us, on the other hand, our heart is with Yahweh Shema Shai in heaven. Okay, setting our affection, okay, on things above. Okay, on these prophecies, prophesying, staying in the meditation of prophecy. Okay, not worried about what's going on with the Republicans and the Democrats, and or he's going to be impeached. It's beautiful if he does. Who gives a fuck? Excuse my language. Yet we see those indicators as America going down. That's the only thing that we're really concerned of. We see those indicators of Esau fighting amongst each other. You know, we're not really too bent on the details of politics. Now, certain brothers get into politics more than others. Sometimes I get into politics a little, but ultimately it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. So let me bring out another scripture real quick. Yep, this is Matthew 6 and 21. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be. So is your heart in the world, or is your heart with the Lord? The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thy eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. Yeah, focus. Focus on what? Focus on these prophecies. Okay? Focus on righteousness. Focus on good works, which are doing these lessons. Treating your brother right. Standing upon your watch. The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thy eye be single, thy whole body is full of light. But if thy eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. If your mind is on this world, the carnal things of this world, wondering, okay, how am I going to pay bills? What direction is America going in? I got to vote 2020. You're full of evil, man, and darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that light? No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. He cannot serve the Most High and Mammon. So, there's a clear indicator of what a man of the Lord will be doing. And who his master would be. Our master is Yahweh Shema Shai, and this world's master is what? Mammon, money. Thinking about the future of Babylon. Because they are indebted, or they're invested. They're invested into this place, and we're not invested into this place, because we know that this place is going to soon pass away, and we are not. Let me bring out this last scripture. What is that? One second. Yep, this is 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Yeah, all this bullshit that's going on in the political world, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. We understand that a lot of these things are distractions. You have that so-called Saudi Arabia, oil refinery attack that people were claiming that it was Iran. You have more sanctions, turned up sanctions against Iran, because America wants to go into that Middle East. They want to control those regions. They're trying to destabilize, China through the Hong Kong protests. France is being destabilized. All these different European nations are being destabilized. They're being destabled. To do what? We know that the whole financial system is going to crash. We know that. We understand that. So they can bring in the RFID microchip. Okay? That's the end goal of Esau, is to bring in that RFID microchip. And we are not ignorant of that. All right, and he's going to do certain things to try to distract you from that, or try to make it seem like this was the only option. Okay, he's going to turn up the heat on you people. A lot of people are going to die. Okay, we understand depopulation. So we're definitely not ignorant of Satan devices, and how are we not? Ignorant means not to know. So we know through the prophecies. We know through the Spirit of the Lord showing us the Comforter that all these things must come to pass. Let me I said I was going to leave with that scripture, but let me actually bring up this scripture, Matthew 24. Matthew 24:5, and many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. Yeah, people come in that name of the Lord. Whether they say Yahushai, whether they say Christ, they come in that spirit, and they are deceiving many. You have a lot of Israelite groups that are deceiving many. You have the Christian church that's deceiving many. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So we understand that these things must come to pass. Troubles must come to pass. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and that's within the kingdom itself. We read that in what is that? In Mark, in Isaiah. A kingdom about divided against itself shall not stand. I set the Egyptian against every brother against himself, every kingdom against each other. Just paraphrasing. So that was prophesied. That's what's happening right now. And there shall be famines. So remember, their famines are coming. Not only famine of bread and water, but the famine of the word is coming. That's going to come also. These things are coming. And pestilences, okay? And these things are coming on a high level, not just, local, isolated, things in one state or one part of the country or one part of the world. No. Pestilences, diseases are coming on an all, high level, where, possibly, tens of millions of people can die. Millions of people can die. Really, really scare these people here in America, and earthquakes. And we're seeing that. You had an earthquake in India kill over 200 people. Just the other day, a few days ago. So the Most High is jacking up this place, and these things are only going to increase, okay? In diverse places, all these are the beginning of sorrows. So we're not even we're barely encroaching into the beginning of sorrows. We're barely there. Now you can say that we are in the beginning of sorrows because there is a lot of sorrow in this world. Yet the mass majority, especially in Babylon, they're not really brought to their knees. The Most High is going to bring you people to your knees, okay? In a form of pestilences, in a form of famines, in a form of economic collapses, in a form of nation against nation, race riots, okay? All these things are coming, man. And you people are going to be taken by surprise because you are distracted. Number one, it wasn't given to you. That eye salve was not given to you. Okay. So, keep your eyes open. Not so much of what is going on in the political world, but what's the spirit? What is the spirit saying? Because a lot of big things are going to start happening. So, I pray that you brothers will edify with the lesson. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shai. Till next time, Shalom.